There. All right, welcome. Today we're going to talk about how to set up a happy birthday and a home anniversary greeting inside of kvCore. If that's something you want to see, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Rams Agent Coaching Call. Our goal is to help our agents add 2 referral closings per month to their current production by implementing the Referral Agent Mastery System into their practice and leveraging Rams marketing with EXP tools such as kvCore CRM and the EXP Marketing Center. My name is Mike Cerrone. I'm a co-founder of Rams Agents here at EXP Realty, and my co-host is Angela Newman, a master trainer of Rams Agents at EXP Realty. Hello, Angela. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Mike. I am doing great. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. It's a beautiful day, and I'm excited to get started and get rolling today. In fact, we've got some really great news. We have a new member who's joined us today. That's Patty Brannock. And Patty, welcome to Rams Agents. All right. So Patty will be joining us today, and feel free to ask questions as we cruise along. Does anybody have any good news they'd like to share before we go into our little training session?
Well, I've set a you know how we talked about last week virtual showings and virtual appointments and as well as just regular showings. I have a Zoom buyer orientation scheduled for Friday. So I'm excited about that.
Well, that's fantastic. And do you have a formal process set up? Do you have a presentation? Do you have a script? Do you have questions you're going to ask? How are you going to approach it?
I do. So I have a slideshow that will explain the process, the buying process, as well as then we will roll into pulling up MLS and doing it. I'll have a search already set up and ready to go. And then that way we can look at properties together, make sure that his search is good. And then, of course, after that appointment, then I will set up some showings. So he has already been pre-approved, and so yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. Congratulations on the appointment. I can't wait to hear how it goes. We may ask you to do a role play or some kind of presentation for others to see how you're doing the virtual showings. Would you be okay with that?
Sure.
Oh, cool. Maybe we'll do that on a future call. That'd be kind of cool. What do you think about that, Patty? Sound good? All right, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and let's jump in. Do we have any other good news before I get started? We all good? All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead then. I'm going to get started. I'm going to show my screen. And oops, went the wrong button. Here we go. Let's go over here and do that and that. And boom. And then I got to be able to see you all. Let's hold on just a second. Oops. Well, you think I'd get faster at this by now. All right, here we go. All right, everybody can see the screen? Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so let's take a look here. First of all, I just want to point out to you that we've got the Rams Agents Quick Start Guide, the Rams Agents Quick Start Guide, and this is inside of Mastermind Agent Academy. That's where you can find all of our tools. They're all set up for you. But if you go into this Rams Agents Quick Start Guide, this is what you're going to find. And what we originally had it set up with was all text, and then we've also now added video. So just to kind of move along quickly here, if you go down to level 1 in the different types of marketing and you go into part 2, you got the birthday and home anniversary messages, and we have everything written out in text format that you can easily follow along, just kind of a quick checklist. And then we also, right below that, if you prefer video, we have a video that explains how to do this as well. Let me get this out of the way. You probably aren't seeing it, but I got to make sure that's gone. There we go. So it doesn't get into the recording. All right, so I just want to point out again that that's there. Now, what I'm going to do today, we're going to go through quickly, but I want to show you what happens inside of kvCore. So once you go into kvCore, this is where you land. This is our CRM. And this is the first page you enter once you log in. It's going to look something like this. And from here, what you're going to do, again, our goal, by the way, today, I should have restated, our goal is to show you how to set up these happy birthday and home anniversary greetings. So once you're inside of kvCore, you're going to go down to marketing. So again, we're going to use this left panel over here to guide ourselves through. And we're going to scroll down to where it says birthdays and anniversaries, and we're going to say learn more. We're going to click that open. I'm going to start up here at the top. All right, so on the left is the birthdays, and on the right is the home anniversaries. And I'm just going to give you the fast process. What you want to first do is make sure that you open up and you choose who should receive these home anniversary and birthday greetings, where they are in your process. And kvCore calls that contact statuses. So I recommend you, for this purpose, you pick all the statuses. Remember, these are your people, your past clients, your sphere of influencers, your friends and family, your acquaintances. And I think that no matter where they are in the process, whether they're actively doing something, they're a past client, they're closed, they're in your sphere, they're in the contract phase, if they happen to somehow pop in as a new lead or be labeled that way, or a prospect, whatever they are, I think that you should turn this on for them in this category. But kvCore needs to know who you want to send it out to. And so it's going to start, let me just show you, it would start with it off. That's what it would look like off, the little toggle switch. And what you want to do is turn those toggle switches on. Okay, so I've turned it on already, again, for the birthdays and for the home anniversaries. All the toggle switches are on. And then the question is, well, what is going to be sent out to them? Okay, and kvCore will send either an email or a text message automatically for you. That's the cool part of this. Should have started with all the benefits. It's going to start out, it's going to send it automatically. So it's kind of a set it and forget it way to stay in front of your people, which is kind of nice. And so what they're going to do is they have an email and then a text. And I'll just give you something you need to know, which they have a priority. If inside your inside the file for the contact, which we're going to look at in a second, if you have a phone number, a mobile phone number set up for them where they can receive text, that's the priority. It's going to send a text first, since most people are getting text today. If you don't have a phone number, though, and you do have an email, it'll send an email instead. So it's going to send one or the other, and it's going to send them in the priority of text first if you have a phone number, and if you don't, it'll then send an email. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you what it will send, or what it's set up or currently to send. It has, by the way, already has a default, and then you can change the default. So let me show you. Happy birthday email looks like this. If we click change template, it opens up so we can actually preview the template. And this is the happy birthday email that's already been selected. And you can scroll down and take a look. It's a nice, simple message. It says, happy birthday. Hey, it's your day. Hope it's filled with celebration, your favorite things, your favorite people. Thank you for entrusting me with your real estate needs. Reach out anytime for help. And then in those little parens, it's going to put in whatever your email, whatever your signature is, your agent's signature that you've established inside kvCore. And we can go through that at another time, but it's basically going to say your name and your contact information there. Okay. And then it has a little link that they can go back and visit your website. And the website is kvCore. So kvCore has an internal view that we're looking at. And then there's an external view, which is a website that goes out to the public, which is pretty cool. All right, it defaults to running on the date of the event, and that's what I recommend you leave it on. If for some reason you chose, you could set it up to run the day before, and then you could pick a certain number of days before or days after. But I recommend you just leave it at the default, which is run on the day of their birthday. All right, so that's what it is. And if you were going to change the template, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. You would X this out, and then you would say, hey, add template to change it. Since we're not going to change it, we would either X out or cancel, but I wanted to show you what it was. All right, let's take a look at the happy birthday text while we're here. Let's go ahead and click change the template. We click that open, and it shows us which template was chosen, and that template name is happy birthday text. And again, that'll make a little more sense in just a minute. And then we got a preview template. We can read what would be sent out to them. And this is a very simple message. Again, it's a text message. So it says, hey, just want to say happy birthday. Hope it's a great one. And are you doing anything fun? Question mark. And then your name, so they know who it's come from. And then again, you can select whether you're going to send it on the day, before, or after. And we recommend on the day. So that's the text message for the birthday side. Now let's take a quick look over at the anniversary side. Again, I recommend you select all of the different contact statuses. Go ahead and turn them on. This is off and this is on. So you're going to see them in blue. And then over here on the right, we're going to take a look at what the actual message looks like. And so we've got this home anniversary email. Now, the home anniversary is a great time to reach out to your people. This is a special day between you and them. It's the date that they purchased their home. So once a year it comes around, it's a great time to reach out. All the top agents, by the way, are reaching out through these birthdays and home anniversaries, and they're getting great results by it. Because it's such a meaningful day for both you and them. All right, so let's take a look at this email template. If we go ahead and click that open, we now have the template for the home anniversary, and this is the default one. And so it has a little picture, and then it just goes into a nice clean message. Says, hey, happy home anniversary. Congratulations on your home anniversary. Hope you're celebrating today. How's everything going with your house? Don't hesitate to reach out. If you or anyone you know ever needs real estate related advice, here to help, and then it'll drop in your signature. Again, they can visit your website and we run it on the date. If you're going to make a change, you would change the template here, which I'll show you again in a minute. But we're not, so we're going to either X out up here or hit cancel, and it goes back to where it was. It's back to default. Then let's take a look finally at this home anniversary text. We open this up, it's the default, and here's the little text message we can take a peek at. It says, hey, I hope you're celebrating today because it's your home anniversary. How are you liking the house? Let me know if you need any investment property, and then your name. And then again, when you're going to run it. Now, maybe you're reading this and you're going, I don't want to do any investment property, or I don't like that message. That's fine. There's a way to change the message. This is the default. It's there. It works. But if you want to change it, let me show you how to do that. All right. So before we leave, I just want you to know this is all set. If you're okay with the messages, you're done now. There's two parts to this. One, you set up what you want to send out. And then two, you say who you want to send it to. Okay. We're still on the part of what you want to send out. And so if you like everything, you're good. Again, everything's checked on, and we went through the templates. What I'm going to do now, though, this kind of advanced, I'm going to show you how to change the templates. Some people don't like the initial ones. So there's a way to do that. You're going to go over into marketing. And in marketing, we're going to go into smart campaigns, and we're going to click that open. And once we get in there, it takes a second to ramp up. We're going to go up here at the top. It says My Campaign, kvCore Library, and Templates. We're going to click Open Templates. That's going to show us a series of templates. If you look under the word template, it says email, text message, call, task, webhooks. We're going to focus here on email and then text message. And it has a little search. In the search, we're going to type in birthday. And this will bring up anything we have under birthday for a template. What we've got is the original default that everything is set up with. And then we've actually already created something different down here, which I'll explain. But let's go ahead and look at the original default and your fresh kvCore. This is what will come up. And the word action says clone. And first, if you're going to click that, it's going to make it a copy, but it doesn't do it right away. It actually lets you preview. And so clone is a great way to take a look at it. So go ahead and click on that. And what happens is a preview screen pops open. I'm going to move us a little bit over here. See if that helps. Okay, so there we go. And so we've got this preview screen for this email. And notice it says, hey, we're going to rename this Happy Birthday Email Copy because we're thinking you want to create a copy. It hasn't created the copy yet, though. In fact, I'm going to move this one more time. I know you guys can't see it, but I want to make sure it doesn't block on the recording. All right, so what you're going to do here is you could rename this. You could call it you could call it number 2 or number 3 or number B or whatever you want to rename it. If you rename it, the version that you're going to create will then be saved under that name. The subject, of course, is that we're talking about email. That's what they're going to see in the subject line. You can go down here now and you could change out this picture. You could change out the text. Say reach out anytime for help. You could say, no, I'd rather have it say, please reach out anytime for help, or whatever you want it to change, right? You can completely change the text or the picture or anything in here and make it yours. And once you've just done that and you're happy with any changes you've made, you click this clone template, and that will then save it under the name that you restated up here as the template name. Okay, so that's how you create a different version or variety. And I'm not going to change it right now. And the reason is, and it says, hey, by the way, it's going to, let me do that real fast. Yeah, let me just show you something that I think will be helpful and you won't run into a little challenge. And that is, if you are cruising along in here and you've made all the changes and you're happy with it and you go, hey, what's this button over here, this basic editor? There's 2 kinds of editors, the advanced and the basic. This one is advanced. It has all these options on the right that you can use. The basic one, there's no options over here. It's basically just text. And if you click this basic editor after you've made your changes, it will go to the advanced editor, but you'll lose all your changes. So let me say that again. This is a real big caution. You don't want to change between the different kinds of editors after you've made your improvements to it, because if you do, they'll disappear. You won't be able to get it back. You're going to be real frustrated. So that's just a quick one, a little bit of advice. Do not change the editor type until, unless you're going to do it at the very beginning and you know exactly what you're doing, because everything will disappear and you'll have to start fresh. Excuse me. All right, once you do that though, as I mentioned, you click the clone template, it'll save it under the new name, and then it'll pop oh, one final thing. If you X out here, I could have also done it down here, cancel. It's gonna say, are you sure? You sure you wanna go without saving the changes you made? Which is pretty good, because if you do leave, your changes are gone also. All right, and I'm gonna say, yeah, I do want to leave and not save any of those changes. So I'm gonna leave. You'll notice that down here, I already cloned one and I called it happy birthday email number 2. I did that earlier. Once you create your own version, you can clone it again, or you can go in and edit it, or you can even delete it. So let's go ahead and click edit, see the changes that I made. They weren't very radical, if I recall. Yeah, so I still have the same picture, and I can't remember what I did. I think I changed the word to text in today's market. I don't know. I added a word in here somewhere, and I just wanted to make a quick modification. And once I did that, by the way, I could make another modification now. Let's see. It's your day. Hope it's filled with celebration, your favorite things, and your favorite people. Thank you for entrusting me with your real estate needs in today's market. Reach out anytime for help for you or your family or friends. I am here for you. And you'll notice it noticed that I tend to do this. I mistyped friends. My fingers don't work well. And so I can go in and make that change, and we're in great shape. And now I have updated it, and I'll go ahead then and click update template. And it did it, and it brings it right back to the beginning screen where we were before. Does that all make sense? All right, cool. All right, and by the way, as we're moving through here, I'm a little off today for some reason, but if you have any questions, feel free to stop me at any time. Just unmute yourself and fire away, because otherwise I'm just going to fly through. All right, so that's how we updated the happy birthday. I'm going to show you how that we can insert this new happy birthday one in a minute. Before we do that, I want to show you how you can update your text message. Oh, actually, you know, back in email, let me do one other thing. Back in email, before I move on, if I click that and we'll get rid of all the happy birthday ones, and now we just go back to the whole list. I could also do anniversary. Same thing. It's now going to pop up the default home anniversary email. And the way I know it's the default is it gives me this only option over here is clone. If I click that clone, again, I can preview the message. I can make changes. If I make changes, I just have to make sure I rename it something else. But this is that home anniversary email. All right, I'm going to cancel this. Just wanted to show you that that was there. And let's do this. Let's now go into text messages. And we can do the same thing with the text message. Again, if you didn't like that default text message, you can go in, let's do birthday. Excuse me. And we can go in under the original one. It just has the clone option. We click the clone option. We take a peek at it. It starts to say, hey, you should rename this something else if you're going to change it. And then you could go in here and read it. Hey, just want to say happy birthday. Hope it's a great one. Hope are you doing anything fun? And then these prints will go ahead and pull your name from the data and merge it in the data that you've entered into kvCore, which is kind of cool. You could also just hard copy this if you wanted and type in your name, right, to make sure that it didn't mess up the merge. But that's what that is. And where I'm going to say cancel, because I didn't want to change this at this point, because I did already make a change. And that was this one down here, happy anniversary text number 2. So if I open that up, let's see, what did I do? I can't remember what I changed. Just want to say happy birthday. Hope it's a great one. Are you doing anything fun today? Well, I don't know if I changed anything or not. Let's go ahead and change this and say, let me know. Okay, so you can add anything you wanted to the text, and then you can go ahead and click update the template. It'll go ahead and update it. That will only happen though, you can only update the ones that you've cloned and created as your own. So keep that in mind. The original is going to stay there, and that's actually really good, because sometimes you go make a modification and a change and you don't like it. You're like, oh, how do I go back to what it was? Well, it's there, and all you got to do is go back to the original. All right, so that was for birthday, and then we're going to go into anniversary. And here is the original anniversary, happy home anniversary text message. And again, we can click clone. We can take a peek at it. If we wanted to, we could make a new version. All we have to do is rename it up here, name it something different. And then you could change any of the text in here to make it like you say, man, I don't want to put in investment property. In fact, I think that's what I took out in the last one. So you could just delete that and type in something else. Or maybe you want to say not just only investment property, but also land. And I don't know, you can go on down to commercial property, or maybe you do other things. You can go ahead and list those out. You can modify this and make it your own. I'm going to say cancel for now. And now you know, though, how to update these, right? One last idea, and that is this. Make sure you leave in I recommend you leave in this initial original name, and then just add a number like 2, 3, 4, 5 for the versions, or B, C, D. And the reason is the search. If you name it something without the word anniversary in it, now you're going to have a real hard time going back and finding it later. Okay, so I recommend you leave the name birthday or anniversary in your new version. Just leave the version, the original name with your version number at the end. It'll be a lot easier to search. Like you noticed, like I said, as an example, on birthday, I made my version. And so it's pretty easy to find. I just type in birthday and I can find the original, plus I can find my version number 2. Okay. So that's how you can change the message that goes out to your people if you don't like the default. If you like the default, you don't have to do any of this, but you know where it's at. Now let's go back into the original space that we were, which is the birthdays and anniversaries. Again, we're still in what is going to go out. So, so what's going to go out? We've got this happy birthday email, and currently we have it going out to the original template. Let me show you again what I did. So I went into happy birthday email, changed template, and now it's bringing up, hey, this is what you told us to send out, Mike. Okay, cool. Now let's say, you know what? I want to send out my my revised version. I'm going to go ahead and click this little X next to happy birthday email. And I'm going to go ahead and then type in birthday for it to go search. And you can see now it's brought up the two templates, the original and my new one. And if I click this new one, boom, now it has gone ahead and it's updated it. See, remember I added the words, I'm here for you. Okay, this is the new version. And if I click add template, it's now going to add that in, and that becomes what my new template that will be sent out to my people. If I click cancel, I'm going to go back to my original. I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, let's go ahead and do it. So I added the template. You'll notice now it says template name, happy birthday email 2. Okay, that's what's going to be sent out. To finalize this, though, you do have to click the word save. I should have said that earlier. You got to hit the save on the bottom so that it's going to save any of these changes that you've made. All right, let's say we go along for a while and we don't like that. We want to go back to the original version. Fine, just go in here, click change the template, go up here in the upper section and click the X out. We'll go ahead and find that my birthday options again. And I'm going to go, I want to go back to that original. I click the original. I click add template and boom, it's back to the original. To finish it, I do have to click save. And down there in the bottom left, don't know if you can see it, but it says save successfully. And so I'm in good shape. Those are my updates. So now I know what's going to go out. In general, I know who it's going to go out to, but I haven't picked specifically who it's going to go out to. Now I have to go into my CRM. I'm almost done, by the way. We actually did the hard part. Now I'm going to go into my CRM, all the contacts, and I'm going to go into the smart CRM here. And now it lists out all my contacts, and I'm going to go into one called Terry. This is a test one that I've set up. And so if I click on her, this is now the card file, right? This is Terry's card file inside the system with all of her information. And so I'm going to go in on the upper left. There's timeline, shows us all this great data here in the front, tracking all of our contacts and everything else. And that'll be another day. But I'm going to go into profile details. So I want to show you. And let me see. That was from earlier when I was looking at it. Let me show you what you would see originally, initially. So if you go in here on the timeline and you click profile details, this is the first screen you'll actually see, not the one that we just showed you a second ago. There's a reason for that. It's all locked down and it says, hey, here's the information we have that you've entered so far. What do you want to do? Let's go find the birthday. The birthday is over in the far right under contact info. And if I scroll down, I can find, I'm going to move this so it doesn't go away. All right, and if I go down here, I can find the birthday. It says, hey, there's the birthday. And I start clicking on it. And I'm like, yeah, I want to change the birthday and nothing's happening. This will happen your first time in. You're like, why is nothing happening? And then it took me like 10 minutes to figure this out because I'm kind of slow. So then I realized I need to go up here and click this one that says edit details in the upper left corner. So if you want to change anything on the screen, no problem. Just click the first button that says edit details. Watch what happens when I click that. Now the options open up where I can make a modification or a change. Let's now go back under contact info and we'll scroll down. Oops, there we go. And we go into the birthday and we'll go ahead and click it. And when we get the birthday, we'll click it open and we can now see the different days that we have available for us. And what I'm going to select is, let me show you if we pick a birthday for this person that's, say their birthday is June 20th. So let's go for June. They were born in, so you got to pick the year. Let's say they were born in, I don't know, 1990. And their birthday was June 20th of 1990. So I go ahead and click the 20th. And now it's entered it. It's got June 20th, 1990. Yep, it's in there. Now we got the birthday. And so what we've got to do now is it says, hey, do you want to send either an email or a text to them? If you do, you actually have to do one more thing, which is click this little toggle on. Remember, we're picking this specifically now for Terry. So if we click that toggle on, now the birthday message is going to go out to Terry. And it's either going to be the text message or the email, depending on what we've set up for Terry. If she has a phone number, which she does, she has a cell number, it's going to send the text. If we, for whatever reason, did not have a cell number for her, but we did have the email address, then it's going to go ahead and just send and the email address is right up here as well. Then it's going to go ahead and send the email. So again, it goes text or email, depending on what they have. Cool news, you just set up the happy birthday greeting, goes out automatically now every single birthday until either you or she turns it off, or you just stop doing it. But it's going to go out automatically. While we're here on this screen, I'm going to show you one more thing. And that is under the profile details, under referral source, column number 2. If we go down, we can find the last closed date. And if this is the date that you help them buy their house, okay? So they call it last closed. Let's say that we helped them buy a house back in 2020, and we closed on that on April 30th. All right, so we're going to go in here and we're going to click the date. And again, we're going to say, okay, this is April, and it was back in 2020, and it was April 30th. Boom, it auto-fills it. Now, let me point out one other thing. It's important that you follow this process on the dates if you don't want to get frustrated, because it has, every system has its peculiarity, and this is no exception. Watch what happens if I just highlight the date and I try to change it. So I want to go, let's see, April 30th of 2020. So if I type in 04 and then a hash and 30 and 2020, it's doing some weird thing. Did you notice? Can you see that? It's like showing some weird number. And that took me a while to figure out. It was really frustrating me. Let me show you again what happens. So you highlight it and you're just going to try to type it in. So I'm going to type in 04-30-2020. It's not doing it. It's doing some weird number thing. I was racking my brain going, why is it not doing that? I don't know why, but they just, I asked for help and they did help. The system, they have good help. And they just said, look, the way our system's set up, you can't do it that way. You need to do it this other way. And let me show you again what that is. So you click out of it, you just click on the date and this little screen pops open, and you got to do it from this screen. And again, the way you do it is you first click the month, and we were at April. Then you click the year, and luckily it was already there, but you could have picked another year. Let's go back to now 2020. And then you pick the day, and that was the 30th. Now it's in there. Now it's April 30th of 2020, and that's going to work. Okay. Oh, there's also this little button clear. I guess I should have used that when I got the funky number. We'll do that one more time just for fun, just so you can see it. So 04-30-2020, weird funky number, doesn't work. Like, that's weird. I don't like that. Just hit this clear button and it'll start all over. Okay, so that's another way to get out. But let's go ahead and get this right. So we got April. It's really fast once you get it. So we got April 2020 and the 30th. Boom. Now that's in there. And then I'm just going to say, hey, you got one last thing. You have to turn it on. And so, hey, send the anniversary email or text. We're going to click that on. Boom. And again, remember, it'll default to text. If you have a phone number, if not, it'll send out an email, and you've now seen what it's going to send. Terry is all set up as long as we do one final thing, and that is save changes. In the upper left corner, click save changes. And there we go. Once you do that, you are now done. All right. So any questions about how we set somebody up on this, excuse me, home anniversary and happy birthday greeting?
So Mike, Do you have just a couple of questions? So when we set somebody up and they respond to our text, where does the text go? Does it go to your cell phone or does it go to the kvCore notifications?
It's a good question. And my understanding and belief is that it comes right back in here. It comes back into the system. Now you'll be notified if you've put kvCore's mobile program on your phone. Okay, you can do that. I've done that on my phone. It'll give you a notification that something has happened. And then there's a little, I think it's red, a little red dot that shows up on your phone. And then you, of course, can set it up to make noises or not. I silence all my stuff, but you'll see the little dot and you click on it and the kvCore on your phone, and then it'll say, hey, there's a message here for you. And you're actually then texting back and forth through kvCore. It's not coming into your native cell phone. Okay.
Will they know who it's from? So I do have the kvCore app. Well, so it won't come from your cell phone number. What
That's
number?
right. It won't come from your cell number. That's a good point. In this system, it's going to come from your smart number. And the smart number is, let me try to remember where that's at. I think it's under marketing. I think it's under, might take me a second to remember where that's at. Let's see. Is it under smart marketing or is it under lead tools? Hold on. Squeeze page. Oh, here it is. So it's under all lead engine tools, and you go under call and text capture. Okay. And this is a tool we can use for like when we set up our events, right? If we open that up right here, what they're going to see is this is your smart number that is, it's the same one that all the agents in your area at EXP using kvCore send information through. Since you have entered this person into your CRM and their contact information, the smart number knows that it goes back to you because you have their phone number in your database. And so when it kicks back, it sees that you sent out and then it brings it right back into the system. It does not go through your phone though. So if you want to do it through your own personal phone, you're going to need to make an actual note. You would set this all up differently. What you do is use the tasks version, the TASK. You'd set up a task and have the system notify you to send out a birthday message or send out a home anniversary if you want to do it through your actual phone. If you're okay with doing it through kvCore, this is going to do it. They're going to see this number when it comes out. It will have your name though, because remember, you entered your name into the text message. But it's going to be under this smart phone number and it'll come back in under the smartphone number. Let me just show you that real fast. So over here under happy birthday messages, remember if we send out this happy birthday text, right at the end, it has your name, okay? And if you wanted, you could change that. Remember, you can modify it to have both your first and last name if you think there would be any confusion. It was a great question.
Great. So technically, if I wanted to send the happy birthdays manually, I could set up a task. And then, but if I also wanted it to email it just for a second touch, I could, is there a way to turn off the email option or I'm sorry, the text option?
Oh, like right here, could we change it so it only sends out the email? It's a good question. And I was not able to get a good answer on that one. And what I mean by that is there's no way to turn it off. I was hoping that you could. It's a good question because I thought of that as well. It's going to either send out the text or the email based on the individual, whether they have in their records a cell number or an email address, and it defaults to the text. Yeah. So you see, just trying to think. Yeah. Yeah, like I can't turn it off. Maybe we'll do another reach out to them and ask. Yeah, I was gonna say, well, maybe we turn these off. No, we turn these off, it won't send out the email either. So yeah, right. Currently, we're stuck with they're either gonna get a text or an email, one or the other, but not both. It's a good question. So let me show that because that was a great one. Let me go back to the very beginning. When you go into your kvCore, right here you've got the word tasks, and it'll show you what tasks are due. So all the tasks that you have set up, like this one's past due, so it's showing it's in red. So you got past due, and you can have whatever's going to happen for today. This is where you would find your tasks once you've set them up. All right. Let's go into a contact. If you're in a contact, let's go back into Terry's. Okay, if we're in a contact over here, and I'm going to move this around, over here on the upper right corner, this is where you'd find add a task. So it's right here, it says add task. We click that open. This is where you could make yourself a note to give them anything, a call, a text, uh, a lunch meeting, whatever you're going to set up with them, you could add it to your tasks to pop up for you each day. So you could say, hey, text happy, let me do it the other way, happy birthday text. If I could type, is that what did I do with birthday? I think I did my I's and my R's backwards. All right. And then you could set the date for when when their birthday is. Like, what did we just have? We had April 30th. Can't remember actually, was that the birth? No, their birthday was June 20th, I think, in our example. Let's see. So we'll go over to, whoops, I went too far. June 20th. And I say, yeah, what time do you want to do this, Mike? I want to do it in the early morning. So I'm going to say 8 a.m. So I've set myself an 8 a.m. I set it for a little late there. Let's see, 8 o'clock a.m. There we go. And now I've got an 8 a.m. task notice that's going to pop up. It's assigned to myself. Just say, hey, send a happy birthday text. Okay. And I click add. And now that's in the system. And on June 20th, it's going to pop up in that notification area. And I'll show you where those are. There's actually two of them. But notice I had to set that up from the contact, okay, because it's specific to this contact. And so I'll go ahead and close this and show you where it would pop up. You have two options. One is all the notifications are going to pop up here. I've got a bajillion of them because I don't actually actively sell anymore. So, but here's all the notices, past due, and all kinds of stuff that you're supposed to do, due date, due tomorrow, etc. I'll close that down. But I want you to know that button is there because that's a pretty cool button when you're actively moving around. And then you can also see it here at the beginning under the dashboard. When you first go in, you can just click on your tasks and it'll show you what's due today, what you're missing, what's coming up. Like now that one I just entered is now in the coming up. Yep, there it is. Hey, Terry Test, happy birthday Test. You better send her a text. And then here's when you're going to do it. Make sense? And then once you do it, you can click that done and it takes it off of your task list and it drops it right into her contact file that it was done.
Okay, great.
Cool. Angela, you're asking good questions. What else you got?
I like that it's already, pretty much set up for you that you can just go in and edit. I think that's going to save a lot of time. And when you said that you could rename things, I had an idea, well, for the homeversary, if I wanted to change up the photo each year, then I could name it Happy Home Anniversary 2024, 2025, 2026. And then every December or beginning of January, I could go in and just update all of my templates if I wanted to do that. But if not, like we've talked about before, people really aren't going to remember, oh, that's the same photo that you used last year. But if you
Right.
wanted to, that would be an easy way to do it. So that's
Yeah, you
kind of
could even
cool.
have the date on the photo, right? Not only the cake, our example of our email, you could have, you could go into Canva or wherever else, and you could have it add the date, right? Happy birthday 2024, happy birthday 2025. Um, just remember, this goes out generic, goes out to everybody. So don't say happy 35th birthday, because even though I wouldn't mind getting a happy 35th birthday now, but it's not going to apply to everyone. The other thought is you do have to make sure you would then be updating it every year in the option that you just gave. Make sure that you set a task every January 1 to update it. Otherwise, they're going to be going, why are they sending me a 2019 birthday greeting? It's 2024, right? So if you forgot to update it.
Yeah, that could be a little dangerous, but yeah, I like that there's flexibility though, that you could do things like that if you wanted to. So
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. That's a good point. And again, remember to do those changes. We'd go into all marketing, smart campaigns, and then the templates. And then you have the email and the text message. And then just remember to keep this naming so you can do these fast searches. So the birthday message, make sure you keep the word birthday in it, even if you change the version. Yeah, cool. What else you have, Angela? Any other questions?
no, those were really the only things that kind of came to mind when I was watching. So I think that's all I have.
Cool. Awesome. Let's get out of this then. Well, that was a lot of fun. Angela, let's see. Angela, do we have any more good news or any more announcements or anything else we need to let the group know about?
Well, I know that EXP is having several regional rallies coming up in the next couple of months. So definitely check that out. And if anybody has the opportunity to go to one, I think it would be a great experience. I think you went to one the last one.
I did a few months back. Yeah, have you been to one yet?
I have not. So there's one in Dallas and there's one in Houston in April. So I'm hoping that my Tulsa people can meet me in Dallas, and then my Houston people can go with me in Houston.
Good idea. It's a lot of fun. I was a little surprised at how many people were there when I went. There were a couple hundred people here. It was in the state of I'm in Colorado, and it was in the state of Colorado. I had to drive probably 45 minutes or so to get there, just because of the location they chose. But it was on a nice golf course, and it was in a clubhouse, and it was beautiful. And um, uh, everything worked out really cool. They did a lot of presentations. There was a lot of excitement. There were a lot of questions being answered. Um, so we had the founder come in and chat with us, and it was pretty exciting. It was a pretty neat event. I highly recommend you do try it out, check it out at least once to see what's going on. They're going to promote and uphold the people who have done a great job, like the icon agents, but they also have a lot of different categories of people who have succeeded at all different levels. And that was pretty cool to watch them get up there on stage and get a little bit of recognition. So that was nice. It was a nice facility. And I saw the spread. They had great food laid out. I couldn't stay that long because I had to leave, but I did walk through and smell all the food, and it was amazing. So you should definitely do it if you have the opportunity, and check it out. And you said you're going to do it. When is it going to be?
So the Dallas rally is April 16th. So little over a month from today. And then the Houston one is the following day on April 17th.
Oh wow, you're going to be doing a quick drive. Sweet. Yeah. Well, I recommend you do it, and I can't wait to hear how it goes for you. So that was good. That was a good announcement. That was good.
Good.
All right, Angela. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. That was a lot of fun. Everybody, thank you for joining us today, and hopefully this was helpful. Hope you all have a fantastic and productive day. Keep moving forward. Bye for now.